guys. So, today, we're gonna be turning into a rat and crawling inside this guy's body and then eating him from the inside out. So, let me just...
What is the main issue people have always had about pillagers too? Survival. It's stale, especially when you play a lot. Personally, I really haven't had this issue yet, other than bad days where I'm just really bored at survivor gameplay, but pillagers kind of walk around. Getting chases is fun, but usually when you just force yourself into them, it's more likely that you'll die. They feed into the Dead by Daylight accusations, and our survivors have abilities, various abilities to counter the monster. Since this change was completely overpowered for an already overpowered monster, all monsters are being buffed, some even reworked, and some remodeled. Although not all monsters were buffed, some even nerfed, like Rosemary for some reason, and PCX. Really wasn't necessary in my opinion. A good example of a rework is Forest King, getting a third ability, her second ability changed, and her first slightly added. And even some monsters like... I'll be starting with all of the upgrades and how good they are. It's not really that good unless you're a new player, which is probably why it's free. But I feel like new players could have gotten some kind of ability that helps them actually play the game, since a lot of monsters are going to be pretty overpowered without abilities. Energy Burst is extremely good. It's a great tool for getting out of dead zone situations or getting lost at a monster with slow or high speed. It's not really going to affect you a lot since you're going to be using the slowness to regain your stamina. Duplicate. It's pretty convenient so far and feels very convincing for some killers. Unfortunately, it's only helpful for other people and not in an actual chase. Explode.
I'm gonna protect you successfully.
A very confusing one. Generally not a bad upgrade and pretty funny honestly. It's really fun to have the monster run away from you when you activated it. Only thing that it's not really helpful for you, and usually not even for the other survivors. Cloaked.
Put it on.
Whoa! It's super good. One of the ones that I have in my ability list. It feels weak the first time you use it, but it's actually really good if you just use it at the right time. And not for monsters like Rosemary, Inkfell, pretty much any monster that can highlight it well. Even though you can't sprint, for most monsters it still makes it hard for them to find you. And you have to use it in the right moment. Parry stance. This one is good if you just time it right. Although the knockback isn't that good, it apparently got increased, and so it helps games a lot more. If you need some distance or to gain stamina, it helps a lot for chases. Invincible is great. In almost every scenario, it's a great alternative for taking damage and can save you medkits by how good it is. Usually the stamina loss you take isn't even severe, and there's never an issue with using it. Although it can be kinda useless for light hitting monsters like PCX or Forest King, for their heavy hitting attacks it can still be pretty useful. Double down. As much as I thought this sucked, it really is a great tier. I saw someone throw a bunch of flashbangs, at least 4, in a row because of this purge, which really makes it pretty overpowered, but RNG based. Rewind. A great upgrade that is super helpful and sometimes overpowered. The only thing that keeps it from being overpowered is how fast the teleport points change and the stamina that it takes from you. But it's still more than a solid ability. Super Slider.
I mean, it's alright, like, overrated as fuck in my opinion.
Living Beacons. It doesn't really assist you at all. It barely helps your teammates and would be in the C tier if it did help your teammates. But PC2 isn't a game that's about teamwork. You can help your team, but sacrificing the ability spot is just useless. Sixth Sense. I mean, it's just the baddest of all. Clarity. It's kinda good. Now, that's all for the upgrades. I don't think I missed any. More is set to be made, but this is what we have now. Now, what about the new monster changes? I'm only going to go over monsters that were significantly changed or reworked. Not little buffs like Uncle Samsonite's stun and Al Oni's 1 extra movement speed.
What are you doing?
Over MX, Voice King, and Inkbell. Starting with MX, Release. He's just not as good. He feels great to play a lot of the time, and I love his new voice lines. I'm so glad that they got his official voice actor to voice him, because I'm a big-time MX fan, and I played this game just because of him. But they didn't change the intro and his breathing for some reason, and they made him kinda clunky on some maps. Using the power hop feels so much less free on small maps, and it makes him a lot more map reliant. And any maps with roofs, just say goodbye to the game because your power hops will just get stuck onto the roof since even his size was increased. The new charging device buff is okay despite the turn speed not being that good. And he's bigger. He's way bigger. And it's pretty obvious. I don't mind it since it's a lot more lore accurate, but maps I named are small and have a lot of pathways and just bad for him. I understand map selection is a thing, but I don't want to just see 5 maps every single game. Map choosing isn't going to solve this problem of map reliance, since I still want to see every map a decent bit. This buff was supposed to make him stronger, but it just kind of made him uncomfortable to play. And assuming map reliance since only 3 maps are good for him, and it's because they don't have roofs or out in the open. Good for my world, but that's just a universally shitty map. MX was changed. Now looking at the floor, it doesn't launch you and makes you perform a normal power hop. So now he's just map reliant. Voice King originally had the fastest speed in the game and sliding capabilities like a car. But not anymore? She was eventually changed where her speed and stamina are the same as pre-rework. Other than that, she still feels fine. You can get kills relatively efficiently, except I played with a glitch where I couldn't use Frick looking facade. But she feels really fun and really good, and pretty viable too. Ikenny is probably the one that changed the most in my opinion. Despite not having any actual ability changes, unlike where you couldn't get really counter him if you were in his portal anyway, now he's even stronger and still has counterplay with abilities, if you use them well, that is. He still has a lot of counterplay as MX, which makes him extremely strong and viable, but not so bullshit in my opinion anymore. He's also super fun to play with in your speed boost, faster speed, and turning Devil's Dive. And yeah, going off script a little bit, that's most of the stuff. They reworked pillars and a few other maps, and all the UI, which looks really cool. This game has become a lot more fun as of recent, and I'm glad it has. These new abilities have made for so much more funny moments and chaotic things that it's just been much more fun playing this game recently. So yeah, I hope you have a good day, and goodbye my little eeks and peeps. But that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for tuning in, but now I have to tune out. Susan?